Alright, back into picks and bans. After about 20 minutes.
Yay! Shen, of course. I don't think that needs much explanation. Shen, of course, is now OP.
Mm-hmm.
Rammus, of course, good ban. Kog'Maw. Ahri's always a good ban for mid. She counters a lot of champions, and she just deals that good damage. Huh.
Kog'Maw's an interesting ban. Might be targeted
Yeah.
towards Aya, seeing as one of his
Right,
friends is playing on the other team.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. Hey, they switched teams. They're not supposed to be on the same team.
Uh-oh.
It's too far gone.
Of course. And the Kennen ban, of course. These are all, other than the Kog'Maw, I'd say these are all just normal bans.
Yeah, Kennen's been pretty much cleaning up all night,
Oh, yeah.
as he is wont to do.
Mm-hmm. And Cassiopeia, just great mid. Just a bit difficult to play. That's what I've heard, at least.
Earlier I was talking about a friend on the stream who got me into the game that used to play Kennen a lot and carried me hard from like levels 1 through 29, and that's this guy. Ruffle. I suggest everybody add him to their friends list at once just to harass him for no other reason. And then when he accepts your invite, send him a message telling him to get dunked, kid. But seriously, you should do it.
Alright, so looks like bottom lane's gonna be, oh, never mind. Last second switch to Singed. But, ranged AD is gonna be Tristana. Aya the Tengu's has played Tristana before. Am I correct on that?
On the Sunday Night Scrim Series, I'm not sure. But I know he's an AD carry main, so I imagine he knows how.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't really play that much. Mostly has been casting. I think he's only played one, maybe two other games besides this one.
Hey. Alright, and then we have Maokai in the jungle. Definitely. Okay. Alistair in the jungle?
Jungle Cow. According to Stonewall, it's the...
Sona in the jungle!
You're
probably gonna go for a switch. Maybe, Gangplank? Could do jungle Gangplank. Could do Gangplank up top. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of Gangplank. I don't really like Gangplank up top, honestly. Since all of, like, the nerfs that came his way, Gangplank top is beaten by pretty much everybody.
Well, yeah, it really depends on how good the person is versus what champion that person is. Because I mean, I've played GP up top since his nerfs, and whereas I wasn't dominating the lane, it was still a good trade-off. But I think that's just because the other person wasn't very good.
for sure. But I mean, like, out of the people that you see top, like, all the time, like, Kennen beats Gangplank,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like, Riven beats Gangplank, Renekton, Shyvana, etc.
Oh yeah,
Udyr, Warwick, Vlad, that kind of stuff.
yeah. Rumble.
Double jungle? What does it mean?
Oh.
Oh my god, are they being
Okay,
legit?
so
I hope so.
yeah, that's kind of weird. Hopefully they'll change that up, or maybe this is a new meta. Double jungle.
Yeah, they changed it up. They're gonna trade.
Mm-hmm.
Sona Caitlyn, not really my favorite lane.
No. When playing with a Caitlyn as support, I'd go with somebody who has a little more CC.
I'd go for oh, Lux Lux and Tristana.
Lux Tristana.
Lot of damage early game. Incredible amount of damage, especially with Ignite. But yeah, with Caitlyn, basically I'll always go either Soraka or Janna, like 90% of the time. Occasionally Taric, but I think Taric Caitlyn is kind of overrated because you need to be really dumb to actually get stunned and then trapped. Because it doesn't proc right as the stun comes off, you actually have to like move to engage it. So if you see that happen, you just flash.
Yeah. I've actually played as Alistair support with Caitlyn, and that was just ridiculous. Just because I would bash him into the wall. Caitlyn would use the that long shot that deals a lot of damage. I'm not sure what it's called.
Piltover Peacemaker.
Yeah, and it was really fun. I don't know if it's really practical in more of a meta setting, but it was fun. That's the best way to put it. And here we have double heal bottom.
Yeah, the funnest game in the lane, or the funnest lane in the game, in my opinion, is Caitlyn Blitzcrank, because it never works on anybody with half a brain. But if you're just doing solo queue, you just sit on the trap as Blitz and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And if somebody steps out of place and you grab them right under the trap and they're dead.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. As for mid, what do you think? Cassiopeia or LeBlanc?
Cassiopeia pushes a lot better, but if she steps out of line, LeBlanc can just jump in and one-shot her.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
Cassiopeia doesn't go a Rod of Ages, that's even more dangerous, because then if she goes a Rod of Ages, then she probably won't get insta-gibbed, and assuming they're on like equal levels of items. But if she doesn't, then she will, and unless she can react fast enough to use that ultimate, if she does, then she could bring LeBlanc pretty low. The other thing is that, like, LeBlanc's a lot better at roaming level 6 than Cassiopeia is. But if LeBlanc does choose to roam, Cassiopeia can just push right to her tower and do quite a lot of damage on it. So there's that.
Yeah, Cassiopeia definitely locks LeBlanc to her tower, in the sense where she can't roam. She has to stay there, or the tower's just going to be gone. And then, of course, you'd have a roaming Cassiopeia, which isn't very good as well.
In this game, though, I think Lux is actually a better choice of support than Sona. I don't think I ever really expected myself to say that. But the reason why is because if, like, late game Lux just basically becomes like a moving snare and an E, because she stops really doing any damage and her shield isn't that noticeable. But, like, Sona, if Q gets landed on her, LeBlanc can just jump right in, insta-give her. Shyvana can jump in, do a lot of damage. Tristana can jump in, kill her. Singe can run right up to her and throw her away. Like, Lux can use a snare to prevent Maokai from doing anything after he lands Twisted Advance. She can use her slow for really good zoning, because it gives map vision, that sort of thing. So, very late game, Lux will just be a snare machine, and once her cooldowns are blown, she's not really worth anything. unless she can get enough like assists that she gets some AP somehow. But early game, I'm giving this bottom lane to Tristana and Lux, like
Yeah,
100%, just because their synergy is so much better than Caitlyn Sona.
I would definitely agree with that.
You don't see enough Lux supports actually. Spellsy
No,
plays her
no.
occasionally in 2300 plus elo.
The reason I think we don't see much Lux support is because she just even though her CC is really good, um, just as a support, she also deals a ton of damage.
Yeah, it's that passive.
Oh god, oh god, I used that phrase.
Mhm.
Um,
Tons of damage.
Tons of damage.
I think you owe free royalties now.
Oh god, I have to give him all my RP or something.
I wonder how much RP Freak actually has. Hmm.
uh, yeah, Lux just deals a lot of damage. I'm gonna use that phrase instead. A lot of damage. Uh,
Lux deals more damage early game than actually any other. Besides maybe LeBlanc, any other champion that you can play support. Just because of that passive. Like, she can land a Q, an auto attack, an E, and another auto attack, and do, like, close to half the carry's health right there, and that's without any help at all. So
yeah, and
that's
that's
really what her
also
appeal
with
is.
staying safe, like a safe distance away.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have, like, as a support main, you basically have supports divided into a couple good categories. You have the really strong defensive sustain supports like Janna and Soraka. Soraka being the archetype of that entirely, because Janna still can be a little offensive with her like tornadoes and whatnot.
Right.
You have the pretty tanky, really good CC initiators that are all about locking someone down during an early jungle gank and just getting first blood that way. So you've those people like Alistair, Blitzcrank, Nautilus, people like that. You've
Nunu.
got no Nunu falls under the category of people that are really good for their buffs, like Gangplank, Nunu. I think Nunu's king in this because, like I've said many times before, Blood Boil is a broken ability. Sona is somewhat of a champ that floats between a lot of those areas, and I think that's why she was so good. Because it wasn't just that she did tons of damage, because Lux does that, but she was also giving buffs, also able to heal, and whatnot. So that's definitely why she was top tier. And then you have
Yeah.
like people that are really niche, like Heimerdinger support, who has a lot of he gives a lot of health per 5 through his passive and has a blind, which is really good against ADs. Same thing can be said with Teemo's blind if you play him. What do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Support.
I've never seen
Yeah, there's a reason.
Heimer support.
There's a reason for that because it's not the greatest thing in the world. I played three or so games. I think I played 5 games total as Heimer support. One of those was the biggest stomp ever, where we just carried so hard that it was the funnest thing I think I've ever done. You also push towers really easily, so if you have a really good pushing champ, you can do that. And then the other games were all just kind of like the opposite. We got owned.
Yeah. But as far as Lux goes, I'd probably I'd probably rather see her her mid, because that late game laser can just melt people, and it just seems like a waste of abilities, other than that snare and that slow.
Well,
if you're not building her AP.
Here's the thing about that, and like whenever I play someone like support Ashe or support Gangplank, I always have people they'll say like, if they're not a support, that's such a waste of a champion. Well, think about it this way. Yes, you're
Ashe,
playing.
I understand.
Yes, you're playing Lux bottom and not going AP, but because you're playing Lux bottom and not going AP, you have a LeBlanc, and LeBlanc is crazy burst damage as it is. If you were playing mid, you wouldn't have that LeBlanc on your team. So you have to think about it that way, like, you can't have 2 solo mid characters. But Lux does have a skill set that can allow her to be played support. GP does have a skill set that can allow him to be played support as well. So when you have people that like tell you that kind of stuff and say you can't play a champion in that role, they're either like don't know what they're talking about, or they're just they like. A lot of times people just get really ingrained in the meta, and they forget about the fact that if you play this champion here, it allows you to then play a different champion in the role they're usually seen in.
I totally agree with you. I love, like, I myself, I'm an AD, ranged AD player, and like my friend and I, we play Graves Karma.
Yeah.
And even though Karma is a support, she's not seen as a support as much as like Soraka or Sona or even Nunu. And I think that really throws people off, and they don't know what to expect when fighting against her, and that's what wins lanes. It's innovation within a meta, but even so, you're still staying within the same meta.
Yeah. So, while we mentioned that, what we actually saw was, oh my god, Triss coming so close down. We saw exactly what I was talking about before.
Yeah.
Lux landed the Q, hit the auto attack. Tristana jumped in, did a huge amount of damage. Would have killed Caitlyn if they didn't have a summoner heal. And then, but it got her so low that Triss was able to just dive on her when the jump came back up and finish her off.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Tristana didn't die either.
She came really close.
Yeah.
One auto attack from Sona.
Right.
Because she actually popped heal after that last tower hit.
Alright, we might see a gank coming mid. Okay, maybe not because, oh. No, here we go. No.
Ooh!
Wow, very nice.
Great catch there by Maokai.
Yeah, great snare. It's just I don't think that LeBlanc even thought about, oh, he can snare me over the wall.
Tristana being really smart and being after that kill to get more items. Generally a good idea after you kill the enemy carry to like push the tower and go back for items if you can. But especially on Tristana, who's all about really early game damage, falls off mid game and then comes back late game. You want as many items as you can early on to try mitigating that not so great mid game that you have.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is the opposite to be said really about Caitlyn, who is not so great until level 11 and then just starts getting better and better as the game goes on past that.
Yeah, that's actually what I see with most AD carries is, wow, just that Lux. Yeah. It's actually what you see with most AD carries, I think, is that they're not super powerful early game, and then just late game they become hyper carries.
Yeah, they scale with
like,
items basically.
Yeah, like Vayne and Graves. I'd say Sivir. But Tristana definitely has that strong early game, weak mid game, and then strong late game.
The other good thing about Tristana is that most of her very strong early games comes from the fact that she has magic damage from her abilities as well as auto attacks. So you've got split damage right there, and split damage is always a good thing because it costs more gold to build up resistances to that than it does to just build armor or magic resist.
Yeah, and most on bottom, most damage being dealt is usually physical damage, and if you're building your runes and your masteries towards protecting from that physical damage, then you're against a Tristana, then you're being dealt that quote-unquote extra damage, and I guess that's what gives her that that good early game burst. Just like that.
Lux getting actually stealing the kill there from Triss.
And then of course Tristana has that escape.
Yeah. That's the other thing is she can just get right in. And if she gets a killer assist, then she can go right back out again.
Definitely. Maokai might be going for another gank.
He's spotted by a ward.
No, he was spotted by the ward.
Top, interesting.
Yeah.
Singed being quite far behind the farm, but
yeah, but
still being able to run over Gangplank.
Yeah, it's what Singed does. You know, #1 rule of all: don't chase Singed. And what I'm finding interesting is Shyvana's just really low in the jungle.
I haven't seen her come out at all, actually.
Yeah, and that's interesting to me. What did she start with? Cloth and 5, I think she started with, and that's a pretty strong start for Shyvana. So I'm kind of surprised that she was that low, especially without having ganked. Maybe there was something I missed. But oh, and here we go mid.
There goes what I was talking about. So
Yeah.
LeBlanc jumped right on, landed the combo, and then Cassiopeia did actually manage to land
she would
the
have
ult and do
definitely
some
gone
damage
down.
back.
She would have definitely gone down if Maokai wasn't right there.
And if it wasn't for that ult.
And Lux is doing an excellent job of warding.
No counter warding going on, which is a thing that I see far too little as a support main. When I play support, I buy pink wards like you wouldn't believe.
I definitely agree with that. It's map awareness. Just it wins and loses games. That's just the end of it.
And if you think about it, you buy a pink ward, and if you catch someone's green, that's only 25 extra, and you've taken away their vision there.
Yeah. Oh, and here we go, another burst.
Oh no, Tristana though. But she has heal.
Yep. Gangplank really low. Yeah, definitely not as strong as he used to be. But I definitely agree with the change that they made with getting rid of the crit masteries. It was just way too strong on Gangplank and Tryndamere.
Well, the thing is that it wasn't really strong, it was just lucky. Because it wasn't something you could ever depend on, which is, you know...
Yeah, strong's definitely not the right word.
LeBlanc should probably be playing a lot more aggressive here with blue buff.
Yeah, because she has blue buff and Cassiopeia hasn't built any really... Well, she has the double Dorans, but it's still not enough to counter...
Shyvana coming in.
LeBlanc.
Trying to dive, but then deciding not to. And then Maokai.
Yeah.
Going on
going
LeBlanc.
Root.
Both players getting really low, but escaping.
Yeah.
Just jumping on again.
Yeah, being very aggressive. They know, they just know they have that, oh my god. And that early damage from Lux's ult.
Kate's gonna, if Kate tries for an ult on Lux here, she's just gonna die from Triss, so I hope she doesn't do it.
Yeah, no, that would be very...
She also doesn't have enough damage to kill him anyways. So there's that. Uh-oh.
And Tristana's out of mana. So is Lux.
That's the problem with playing Tristana.
Whoa!
And there's the Ignite, that'll kill her.
Yeah, just so aggressive. Oh. Nice try by Sona. Really close to getting Tristana there. And we have a fight going over at Blue's Blue. Nothing really happening there. Just a little sparring. But Gangplank now doesn't have his ult. Going in for Singed, but Shyvana's coming up behind. And they're just going to be protected by that tower there.
LeBlanc was there a little earlier.
Yeah. But Cassiopeia might be coming up now. I think she sees... yeah.
Oh, good ult.
Ooh. Oh, and this is a dead Shyvana. That was definitely not a good time to go ahead and counter jungle. With Cassiopeia not showing up at mid, and having Maokai and Gangplank definitely up top there.
Mm-hmm. Triss now having 2 of the parts to her IE. A lot of damage. 186 AD to Caitlyn's 147.
Mm-hmm.
Lux is maxing E, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely what I would do. Gets that that slow up.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's mostly for the damage.
Damage? Yeah.
I'm not totally sure on the damage numbers on that. Okay. Hero moding.
Yeah, but after getting, I mean, Lux's main damage spells are her Lucent Singularity and her Light Binding. So I definitely see why she would be going those first.
Oh, great cue there.
Oh, and jumped over the ult. But Tristana will still go down.
No, she won't.
She didn't go down. Wow.
She had Summoner heal up.
Yeah.
Triss really fed now.
Yeah.
Also so far ahead in farm.
And they're going for Dragon. And they'll definitely get this with without being contested. Yeah.
Looking at farm right now. Seeing GP being singed. Tristana winning against Caitlyn. LeBlanc actually only about 10 CS behind Cassiopeia, which is not a good thing for her, so LeBlanc doing very well, even though she got dead.
Yeah.
She could be doing a lot worse. Maokai pretty far behind Shyvana.
Tristana now has her Infinity Edge.
Which is not good for Caitlyn. She should not be that far up with Tristana as IE.
Yeah. No, she should be hugging her tower. Ooh.
There goes the Demacia. Triss
Yeah.
is just wanting to jump right on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And now, she's definitely not going to get Caitlyn. But she could definitely get Sona. Especially with that. Singed is definitely pushing really well against Gangplank up top.
Oh, great ult by Cassiopeia. She might actually get, yeah, she'll get Triss. And she'll go down to Shyvana, I think.
Yeah.
And she'll, oh, failed flash. Yep. And here comes a teleport. The GP.
Oh, GP. Well, oh no, GP. Don't do it.
Does have quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Oh, and Lux is
Yeah,
is out of mana right now.
And double buffs.
Yeah. Maokai just seems to be holding off these various lanes while everyone goes back.
Tristana having close to double the gold that Caitlyn has. Not to mention 3 levels on her. Not looking good for Caitlyn right now.
Mm-mm.
Singe, meanwhile, just pushing top.
Yeah, Singed is being singed. He's just pushing that tower, pushing that lane. Gangplank was... I think Gangplank wasn't a good choice against him.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Just because Singed gets so tanky, so fast, and Gangplank just doesn't have the damage output he used to.
Oh no. Not a good idea there by Caitlyn.
No, she's... Yeah, she's way too far out.
Caitlyn saying hi. Oh, Shyvana actually being chased. Kind of getting caught, but getting away. Almost missed that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
she might be... Oh!
She gets caught by the GP ult.
Yeah. No, blue team just needs to get out of there, and it would be good,
running away from
fair
Sin is
trade.
not as easy as it looks. It doesn't look very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And her flash was down, I believe. Yeah, her flash was down, so she couldn't get out of there.
Meanwhile, bot tower was taken.
Yeah. As was inevitable.
Sona getting
Good
caught.
bind. Oh, ooh,
That
a
crit.
on Sona.
Not a good idea for Caitlyn, rooting herself down there.
Yeah.
If I had jumped a little quicker, or Lux had her Q up, would have been a very dead Kate.
Yeah, she missed with that. Lux missed with that Q. So, it was definitely down.
Lux deciding to capitalize on her lots of assists and actually 3 early kills, and just deciding to go AP and some damage with CDR in lieu of the regular type of aura items that you see on supports. Getting her Morellos. She has 3 gold per 10 though, but no real wards. Although at this point Triss isn't really too concerned because she can pretty much 1v4, or at least escape a gank that's 4v1.
Yeah, and I think the reason that that Lux is going for those non-support items is because Tristana is just so fed that they're just going all in on that damage.
Well, Lux has more gold than Caitlyn does by about 1.5k. She knows it, so to say.
Yeah.
GP getting taken down top, and Maokai might go too, but no, he escapes. Purple team's gonna get Dragon for free.
Yep. And Sona might get caught here. Nope, they're gonna go and steal red buff instead.
So they are spotted. I don't know if there's much they can do about it.
Nice attempt for a steal.
Caitlyn actually doing a pretty good job of only being about 30 CS behind, even though she's been bullied around a lot and killed a lot in lane.
Yeah.
This could be a dead Cassiopeia. Yep.
Yep.
LeBlanc
bursted
coming
down
in for the
in
KS.
every. I think that was definitely unintentional. Tristana's just not even caring about taking that that tower damage.
They can't kill her.
No.
So, yeah. Unless they get her rooted in tower.
Right. Yeah, basically the only way I see this turning around is if they just completely focus Tristana. And even then you have Lux and LeBlanc doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, the team is about 8k gold ahead. I wouldn't say it's over, but yeah, they need to definitely focus Tristana.
Right,
Maokai
yeah.
going in a little too early. Get chunked down before the rest of his team shows up.
Yeah, but Tristana
good,
is all alone there. And there goes that heal. Tristana will fall down. But will she take... Yeah, she'll take Cassiopeia with her. So that's a 2-for-1.
Overall, good exchange.
Yeah.
Good play by Tristana. Sona getting herself an Oracles.
Mm-hmm.
Although she doesn't really have the facilities to go out and check for wards, so...
Yeah, I don't know if
teams
that was... Oh, and then she goes away as Caitlyn gets just...
Chunked down.
Yeah, chunked down. That's a good word.
Lux going to get that Deathfire Grasp. Sitting already at 40% cooldown reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't think the DFG actually gives you more CDR after you have the Fiendish Codex. But it's interesting because she won't need to complete a Shuralia's. It will just be kind of overkill. Unless she wants to speed buff.
Yeah.
Which is always good to have. Well, I think she's just going to keep going for straight AP.
I think so too.
Great kill by Cassiopeia on LeBlanc.
What I do find interesting, though, is that with all that money, Lux does still only have basic boots.
Well, she doesn't really need level 2 boots. Like I was saying with, or actually I never got a chance to say what I was going to say last game. Especially when I played Janna as support, I generally don't get level 2 boots until much later because they're somewhat not as necessary. Lux
That was interesting. That was an interesting ult and flash by Shyvana. Maybe some type of misclick.
GP just barely getting away there.
Mm-hmm.
Lux spamming her incredibly annoying laugh. Surprised Singed isn't doing it too.
Yeah. I'm also surprised Lex isn't doing her joke. Tristana's just clearing their jungle for them. And Maokai has an Oracles now too.
Singed getting caught.
Good, yeah, good snare. I don't know if he'll go down. Oh, maybe. Nope.
Twisted Advance if that comes up.
Yep.
Which I don't think he's... Oh,
yeah, there.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Twitch stopped for some reason.
Yeah, but then, see, I don't think that was a good trade because Maokai had that Oracles and he just traded Singed for that Oracles. Yeah. Surrender vote failed.
Uh-oh, GP teleporting bottom and then getting jumped on by Trist. She might go down to him and Kate. Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, and GP almost going down from that
Lux laser.
that Lux laser. Yeah.
Sona. Uh-oh. I don't think either of them can really kill the other one.
No.
This is a long battle, but if Cassiopeia can get there... Yep.
No, I think they're just gonna bother each other. Yeah, but there is Cassiopeia.
There you go.
Lux will go down. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and check Dragon. Because it just popped up. Literally.
Speaking of Twitch, in the last game that we saw when we were talking about him and Danny Carey, Lux Twitch is another crazy damage very early game combo.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it last 2 weeks ago, I think. It didn't really work out too well, but it can be really good.
Shyvana is pushing up top there. It seems like blue team wants to come around and take bottom after getting that dragon.
Ooh, slowing all their CC on Singed.
Yeah,
not the greatest idea.
Pot way out of position. That summoner heal is just doing wonders for Tristana.
Great snipe by Caitlyn there.
Yeah.
And before that, blue team taking a dragon that they desperately needed.
And they're chasing Singed.
Shyvana, though, taking tier 2 tower to make the exchange pretty much even, not in the favor of their team. Now it's definitely in their favor that they take down Maokai.
Yeah.
Sona kind of having used a flash that she didn't need to. And I mean that if she went down the proper ramp, she wouldn't need to do it. She did need to do it to escape that direction. I want to fight game plank. Out DPS and even he knows that, so he decides to back off. Yeah, there's the DFG on Lux, which is really good for a support because that's like, you know, that's 30% of the person's current health chunked down.
Yeah, and because she's been going kind of half AP, it'll just take another good chunk out of their health as well.
Although right now I don't think it has actually too much.
No, it's just another 3.5%.
For 100 ability power, and she has 139, so yeah.
Yeah.
33. So a third of their health, if it's at max. Well, a third of whatever health they have left.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Lux getting caught here. Singed
yeah,
also caught.
And Singed just really low. And that's their whole team. But Lux might be able to get out here.
This will be worth it if they can get Baron, because they're sneaking it up top at the same time.
Yeah.
And they will be able to get Baron, so
yeah.
that'll be worth it.
Uncontested. And Sona shouting "Comeback City" right as they take Baron.
Little did they know.
Yeah.
Tristana, having herself a Phantom Dancer IE, starting to build her Last Whisper from the looks of it.
Yeah. She took that Quicksilver Sash pretty early.
Most likely for Cassiopeia, which is really the only way that she can get killed, or for Twisted Advance if she uses it exactly right.
Yeah, well, one thing that the blue team does have is some pretty good CC. You got the Cassiopeia ult, you got the Twisted Advance, you have Sona's ultimate, and you have the Yordle traps from Caitlyn. So that Sash was excellent choice.
So she actually completed her Last Whisper on that back, so that gives her enough armor pen to deal with Gangplank and Maokai. Singed's getting caught again. All of their abilities being blown on him though.
Yeah, but he's just really tanky.
This could be bad.
Also, Lux did go Shirelios.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Maokai just being eaten. That Shyvana ult right into their faces. Sona might actually get away.
See, the thing about Singed is, you can put him as much damage as you want on him, but, you know, you can't really do anything. If you don't kill him, he's going to be fine with Baron buff and Insanity Potion on. He'll just recover all that health right back.
That poison just killed him, though. Just four out of the 5 on purple team, just powering down mid.
This could be GG.
As they can on this point. At this point, blue team really has no tank.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, Tristana. Yeah, getting
Tristana gone.
Someone's saying sup. And this is why Mitt and Aya the Tengu are friends and do actually play together, so that's why I originally wanted them to be on opposite teams. But something happened in the remake and they ended up being on the same team. Too late to change, so in the future they will be separated.
Yeah. Especially because she's spamming that laugh.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help her case.
Dragon's up. Looks like they're gonna go take it. Not that they really need it with the
11k gold.
Oh yeah, 11k.
Gold ahead.
Yeah. That'll put him. Yeah. That'll put him about 12? No, 13k.
About that. 12.8k, I think.
Yeah. Hmm.
Caitlyn does do a lot of damage now, though, so if she can manage to not get focused in the fight. She can.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good force.
As I was saying earlier about the AD carries, is she's one of those AD carries that that does well late game. So if she can get fed or if she can farm, her damage output is just really nice.
Oh, Lux getting caught.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But, oh, wow.
Ethiopia getting caught right after. Same with Maokai.
Gangplank might go down here. Yep, Singe flips him, and just they power him down.
And they'll probably just go right for the Nexus, yep.
Yeah,
split,
looks
this
like it.
GG.
Yeah, they only have 2 up. And that's game.
Really good game there, showing just how terrifying you can be when you do really well in your lane and manage to keep that advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Victory!
So yeah, really great play from everybody tonight. And I'd like to thank all my fellow casters, including Goober0318, I think it is.
Yeah, you can just call me Goober.
Show Goober. I had a Tengu Reppin and Dom Fritzetti. Again, I'm Crazy Mofo and Crazy Mofo 13. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. Be sure to check out our subreddit, the Summoner School subreddit, r/Summoner School. Check us out on Twitter at Summoner School, on Facebook at Summoner School, and look on our YouTube account, which is LOLTeacher13. And see all the VODs that'll be up tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching, guys.